Hi everyone, I hope you're well. So we are going to do activity 10.18 until 10.26. So you can open your PDF and also have your folder open with the source files. So the first thing that we need to do is you need to go to page 24 on this PDF and go look at the criterion over here. We are going to use these criterion as a toolbox to do queries. So before we do anything, I just want to show you what it is that we have done. So in 10.02, so I'm going to open 10.02, open it, enable content. You'd see that if you double click in here, you're going to have all of these weird not weird, but these windows over here, and it's not very neat. So if you go to File, go to Options, go to Current Database, and choose the tabbed documents. So OK. Then they told us we need to reset. So I'm just going to reopen this. And now I can open a few of these tables. And you can see that it has been tabbed here for us. So that just makes it easier to work with. And we need to open the query sales representatives. So query sales representatives, what they have done, so you can go into the design view. So you can click on that icon over there, or you can just say design view. And in here you can see that we used the table sales rep. So if I go to sales rep, you can see there's a lot of information in here, but when we open the query, go back to the table view, you can see we only have the last name and only have the first name. So only the last and the first name. And this query is going to be about the people who are sales representatives. So you can see that there are a bunch of people in here who are our sales representatives. Now the purpose of a query is if you have someone that uses this information to see who's the sales representatives, you don't want them to open this table and have to manually go look who is sales representatives, there's a sales representative. You don't want that. You have a query and you can just open the sales representatives. Oh, these are our sales representatives. So inside of a query, if you go to the design view, you can see that we have a criteria in here under job title. So you can see under job title, we have all of these different job titles. So if I said I wanted someone who, I just want to see all the sales managers, then I would put in here, just going to take this one out. Oh. So I specifically want sales manager, and go in there and we can see it's only Steven. So he's our only sales manager, but this query is specifically about sales representatives. So I'm going to use my toolbox, and when you have something inside of quotation marks, it's going to list all of the people who have that in their name there. Well, it's going to list everyone who has sales manager under job title, because we're putting this under job title as a criteria. So it's basically filtering out everyone that is, yeah, it's filtering out the people who are not sales representatives. So I'm going to say sales representatives, tentatives, just close that. And if you say go there, oh, I think I spelled something wrong. Representative. Oh, I think I spelled it right. Might be wrong. I'm just going to copy this. I think I made a small spelling error there. So I'm going in my query, and then I'm just saying sales representative. Press enter, and then let's just close this query. I'm going to save, and then I'm just going to open it again. For some reason it is not showing. I'm not sure why. So it's under sales rep, job title, sales representative. I think just gonna make this a bit wider. Just gonna say equal. Okay, and just make double sure. Okay, oh, that should work now. Refresh all. Oh, that's weird. It should not do that. I am actually not sure why it's not working now. Let's say sales representative, and I say enter. Oh, there we go. I have no idea why that just didn't work, but I just retyped it and it works now. Awesome. So that is all you do. You just say, okay, please just show me the people that are sales representatives, but you'll see that the job title here is not shown in the table view. We only see the last and the first names. So if you check this box, you'll see it's under shown, and you can see now that you'll see the job title. But it's unnecessary to have this because we already called this query sales representatives. So these are our sales representatives. So that's why they unchecked this one. And for worked example 10.22, in the query products over $75, just going to save that. So it's in this query over here. We can see all of these products are over $75. So if we go to the products, you can see these are the unit prices. Just want to make sure if it's, yeah, so it's the unit price, and we're just filtering out everything that is less than $75. So if I go in here in the query, the reason I show you the table is if you go to the design view, you can see we're using the product and we're also using the category. The category tells us the product name and the product ID. Let's see, there's actually not really a good reason. Oh, category name. It's the category name is not in the products, so you'll see there's not anything here about category name. So they wanted that to have that in there. So you can even say just show me the products that are more than 95. So if we use our toolbox, you can see if we say less than 50, it should show us all the prices that are less than 50. So everything under the unit price. So everything under the unit price in this field over here, everything under 50 will be displayed now. So if I go here, you can see all the prices here are just for under 50. But you just want everything to be over 75. So I'm just going to go back to the design view and I just say greater than 75. Yeah, so all you need to do in this activity is you are just going to say, I'll help you with the first one, but you're going to use these tools, these criterions, to help you to answer these questions. So you need to create a query for each of these, and this is what you're going to do every single time. So we need to have all the UK employees. So open the table that you think you're going to use. Okay, in employees, let's see anything about where the people are from. We have a region, country. Oh, here we go. So UK, I can see there's a UK and a UK. So we just want to filter out the UK. But you will see that in the sales representatives, we just want the last and first names. So in here, you can't see a last or a first name, but we do have an employee ID. So let's see if we can maybe find the employee ID to get this employee ID number 1 to find his name and surname. So I'm going to go to sales rep, and in here you can see that we have sales rep ID, and there's a 1, 2, and a 9. And there's a chance that these two might be connected. So let's see if they are connected. We want to find out what is this employee ID connected to. So you go to, I'm going to see database tools. You go to relationships, and let's find our employee table over here. Okay, we have an employee table here, and the employee ID is actually connected to our last name and first name. So these two are connected. So employee ID, okay, over here. So here we have employee ID, and here we have employee ID. So we should have all 9 here and all 9 here. So that's where they are connected. So we can now say, let us create a query. You're always going to do this. You create, go to query wizard. We're going to create a simple query, and inside of the employee, we have the employee ID, and we also have in our sales rep, here we go, we want the first and the last name, and the thing that they have to have in common is the UK. So we also need to find out from which country they are from. So employee ID, that I think we got in the table of the employees. So region, country, here we go. So we also put in country, and they didn't specify what fields they want displayed, so I'm just going to put in this because I believe that's all they need. Just say next. You give it a name, query, and these are UK employees. Just say finish. And now we've created a query with the employee ID, first name, last name, and country. But we have USA here, so we want to filter this country to just say UK. So you go into home and you say design view, or you can just click there. And now in country, we're going to say just display UK. You press enter. I don't want to see the UK there, but I'll show you how it's going to look. So now you can see these are the only people that have UK in their name. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I go to employee, you'll see under UK 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to show these people, but not just their numbers. We're actually going to see the last and the first name. So I would want to filter that out. So now I can see their names. Employee ID won't necessarily mean anything to anyone. It's not even necessary to have that there. We just want their names and surnames. So now we know this is for all the UK employees. And the cool thing about this, you can see that we have 4 here now. So I'm just gonna save this, and let's add in another person. Let's call this. Let me just type here. This is going to be, let's call this Erasmus, John, and I'm also a sales representative. And I'm a Mr. And my employee ID, I don't know, let's make mine 10. Okay, so now I go to employee, and then I'm just going to put in my details in here. Oh, that puts it in there for me automatically. I'm born, let's say, let's just put in our own date. Let's make it the 5th of March 1985, and my hire date was today. Okay, and my address is blah blah blah, and my city is Seattle. Region so 0008, and then I'm gonna say my country is UK. So I only have to do this once. I don't have to do this every single on all of my sales if I'm connected to something there. I'm gonna put in my number. I'm just gonna leave this out for now. And now you will see that if I go to my query UK employees, you'll see that I have popped up there. So now this updates automatically as you're changing the information in here. So I want to delete this because I don't want to see my things there, but you can change as you change here. Even if I were to delete one of the people here, it would actually, oh, I think I have this open. Let's see, delete related records. Let's rather go to employee. I think I have to first delete this one. Okay, and then sales rep. Delete. Okay, so now everything should be fine. So in my query employees, Jean Erasmus is out now. Okay, so I hope it makes sense what it is you should do. I'll do one more with you guys. So create a query for all the following: all employees from Seattle. Okay, so create query wizard, and we will use employees. And we need to say from the city if it's in Seattle, and then from our sales rep, we're going to use the first name, the last name, and that's actually all we need. And I'm going to call this query. What do we say? Seattle employees. Okay, so now we can see who is in Seattle, and I'm gonna go into my design view, and I'm gonna say please filter out only the Seattle people. And I don't want to see the city there, but I'm just gonna show it for now. So you can see only Janet and Laura comes from Seattle. So I'm just gonna uncheck that, There you go. So I have a name of my query. Oh, yeah, it's the Seattle employees. So that's all you do. So for the date, after that date, you would just say greater than that date, and it would put in the information for you. Let's say you want to add to this query. You can say, let's say I want to put in my hire date. Hire date. Let me just make sure how I should spell that. Sales rep. Oh no, it should be in employees. Hire date. Huh. I wonder if I spelled something wrong. Let's go in here. Hire. Oh, hire date is one word. So I'm just going to make that there. Hire date. So this is if you forgot to add in something. It will automatically detect from which table it's going to be. But now I just say, please make the hire date greater than the 1st of 1996. And then it will put in the hashtags for you, since it knows it's going to use, what do you call it? A date format. And then we just say okay. And also we just need to make sure we close everything else. And now you can see it's going to show me everyone that's hired after 1960. I can also make this, make this before. And now it's going to show, it seems like no one was hired before 1960. Just want to make sure if that is true. Yeah, no one was hired before 1960. And it was easy just adding that into the equation in there. But I do see a problem. But that's something else. Oh, only okay, so the thing is we still have this criteria on, so only the Seattle people that are after that. So if you take this one out, I'm changing this a lot. You do not have to do that. It's only for explanation reasons. Here you can see everyone here was hired after 1960. Yeah, so you can just add in things in here if it's applicable to this specific query, but we do not need this. So it's no need. And then we just make sure that that says Seattle again. Yeah, so for 10.18 you can just fill in the queries for that, and then we'll get to complex queries. And yeah, but for the proofs, you're gonna show me a proof of your query. So I'm taking a screenshot of that, and just make sure that you only show me just the information of the query with its name at the top there, and also just what you have done to put in that query. So we're just going to put in, I think keep the relationships in as well. So you can just put it like that, so I can see what criteria you used. Just make it nice and big. If you can read it, then I can read it as well. And that's perfect. So you're just going to have a screenshot of the design view and then of the table view. And that's all you would need for this with this activity. Awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.